So the one thought I had was, wow, there are a lot of billable hours. So now that I have communications between the two attorneys, you have Reddit attorneys involved, you have all these meetings, between the two attorneys. Leia is not by herself. It seems like there's a paralegal team that has to be on the same page. There might even be a senior party, Jeff, involved on their side of this dispute. And definitely even Klein's attorney is putting in a ton of billable hours going to all these meetings. So the question is, if we are to believe H3Snark, and I don't think any H3Snark has any reason to lie about this, then they're not that wealthy. They don't have generational wealth. They don't have that much wealth to begin with. They're just, quote, normal people working a normal job. Then who is paying for all this? Because somebody is paying for it. These attorneys are not working for free. And so we're going to talk about Ethan Klein's attorney really briefly. Yes, he's getting paid. Ethan has been on the record for saying that he's going to give generational wealth to his attorney based on these lawsuits. So he'll be fine. Let's talk about the other side. This is a massive, massive time sink. So I only talked about the time it took to put together the 740-page document. Then there was a response by Ethan Klein and his legal team of about 300 pages. That needs to be read. That needs to be analyzed. And as already shown, that will take another week beyond what the normal deadline will be, given the length of much of the content, including videos, entire videos that need to be watched. Okay, so how many hours do you think? Let's say it takes 2 hours a page. And I think that's very reasonable. Again, some of it's snark, some of it is citation, some of it is you watching videos of hours-long live stream, and then there is a review after, there's some paralegal work. So 740 pages, let's say it takes 2 hours a page. So we're looking at 14,400 billable hours. Not 14,000, 1,440 billable hours. Okay. Now let's talk about the 300-ish page response. Let's say it takes you, I don't know, what do you think? 3 pages, you can review it, and with videos, you have to be watching these videos. You can review 300 pages in 100 hours, maybe. Now there's communication, there's meet and confers. In these emails that have been exchanged, there is a lot of information and discussion and meeting times. This is all billable hours. The meeting times, how long do you think they have met? How many emails? All these emails, by the way, are billable hours. How many emails have they sent? How many letters have they collaborated on and sent to Reddit and Discord? They try to send like a million different letters to Discord. Discord just doesn't give a shit and they won't respond, right? But that doesn't mean that they didn't send the letters to Discord. They did. And it's a joint letter, right? So, let me review it. Okay, I want you to change this. It is a group project. A lot of what has been taking place is a group project that needs both attorneys to work on it. So, and now the Reddit, the H3Snark attorneys are going to come back and respond to Ethan Klein's response of 300 pages with who knows how many pages of response. And then there's USB drives, there's, like I said, YouTube videos, there's mega threads, there's a lot of deleted stuff that, where is this stuff gone? I'm here to suggest that there is another source of funding. There has to be. Again, according to the H3Snark mods and their Jane Doe declarations, and I don't know, I tend to believe it when people say I'm poor, right? Like, because you don't believe when people say that they're rich, but when they're poor, and you might be like, oh, they're just trying to get sympathy. At this point, there is no sympathy, right? What's done is done. How many billable hours have they charged? How many billable hours has their lawyer going to charge them? How do they have this type of money in retainer? This type of client, because there are multiple clients here, is definitely paying via retainer. And if you have multiple clients, Is everyone splitting the cost evenly? Is there one person paying a lot and then some people not paying as much? What is the cost divide between multiple clients? It's quite fascinating, truly, as a economical or financial breakdown. I would love to see. Probably we're never going to have the chance, but I would love to see how they're actually getting paid, what they're getting paid. And you know what? If Ethan Klein wins, and or I guess the opposite way it would work. If the H3Snark wins and they ask for their attorney fees to be paid, then they would have to show reasonable attorney fees, right? If Ethan Klein wins, then perhaps they don't actually have to show how much they paid their attorneys. But yeah, this is a lot of emails. And these emails are not cheap. These phone calls, these Zoom meetings are not cheap. To work on these documents together, to send to Discord and Reddit is not cheap. It takes time. It takes research. One of the biggest components here is just how long and lengthy the responses are. When you write a 740-page document and it has to be responded to, yeah, 300 pages is probably a reasonable response to something that's 700 pages. What is a reasonable response to 300 pages by a person who wrote 700 pages? We're going to find out in about a week from now what that response looks like. But could it be more than 700? Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I would love to know in the comments section below how many pages you think the H3 response to Ethan Klein's response to their initial response will be. I think it could be a massive, massive document of, like, my understanding is they're just on the tip of the iceberg, right? Where what they actually want to say. We have the in-camera review. That should be very. I mean, if you're the judge, yeah, you kind of do want to know. Maybe we don't tell Ethan Klein who these people are right at this point in time. But yeah, I want to see you guys. How many of you are there? Which is unknown. They don't know how many. How many of you guys have double usernames, triple usernames, quadruple? Like, who is Roman P one of these members? Lawyers are not cheap, and they don't work for free. And the circumstance that Leia and her law firm faces, I don't think they're doing this without some type of massive retainer. This is not a normal retainer of $5,000, $10,000 that if you call a lawyer in Houston about a simple issue, they'll probably give you that as a quote of how much money they need. No, this is far, far bigger than that. This is something around $50,000, $20,000, just because of the sheer amount of work each response would need to take. Like I said, even if you were to type this up, even if you had no research time, which is not realistic, no meeting times, no phone call times, even simply to type something like this up with the links, with the working links, obviously you have to check the working link, you have to lots of videos, you have to check the mega thread to make sure it's still up. There's a massive, like, it's become very clear to me that this is not a cheap lawsuit. That this lawsuit is like something that we've never seen. CoffeeZilla, Logan Paul versus CoffeeZilla is fairly interesting because of how long it's gone on in discovery. But this one is interesting in just how long each document is. Each document is hundreds of pages. And it doesn't look like it's getting any better. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Bye, guys.